this. Y'all can ask me whatever the fuck y'all want to ask me, and we'll have fun with it till the 2-hour mark. But the funniest thing about all this, and let me go back to screen share, is that if Jaron Ennis and Vergil Ortiz, if they wanna throw something on the grill, if they wanna throw some lamb chops, some skirt steaks, you know, they want to throw some pineapples on the grill as well. If they want to be master grillers and marinate the fight, what's going to wind up happening is inevitably one day, and when I say one day, I mean like not so far from now. One day they're going to look up, might be in late 2026, might be in early 2027. They keep marinating this fight. They're going to look up and they're going to see Xander Zayas with all the belts at 154, because guys, while Rick Marigan is being an accountant, while Oscar De La Hoya is trying to be the A side, while Eddie Hearn's even throwing out the idea of Jaron Ennis fighting Danny Garcia, while all that's happening, while all that's going on in the sport, you got Xander Zayas, the guy that people want to hate on so much. They say, oh, Xander Zayas is not that good. He will lose to Vergil. He'll lose to Boots. Cool. Why won't Vergil or Boots get in position to win a belt so they can fight the guy? You know, I don't understand it. A lot of fighters get accused of ducking fights. A lot of fighters get accused of being divas, and a lot of people are eager to put Xander Zayas in that category because he's been pushed by the machine of Top Rank. Top Rank has televised all of his fights, and people feel like he's not as good as advertised, which is okay. But one thing we're not going to do is act like Xander Zayas ain't a real fighter, because he won his world title. He's the youngest world champion in boxing, right? It was rumored that he was going to fight Giovanni Santillan in a very random ass title defense, and it wasn't true. It wasn't true because Xander Zayas said, "No, I don't want Giovanni Santillan. Fuck that. Give me Abbas Barrow. Give me the world champion." And his first world title defense is going to be unification. Let me repeat that, guys. 2022 or 22 years old, Xander Zayas, 22-year-old Xander Zayas is going to have his first title defense, and it's going to be a unification fight. There's very few fighters in this entire sport of boxing in any weight class, at any age, that have their first title defense be a unification fight. So who's really a real fighter? Who's really moving like, you know, a guy that really wants to smoke? It's Xander Zayas. And look, that's January 31st. He wins that fight here. He's already halfway there to Undisputed, right? And then, listen, Top Rank has invested a lot of money into Xander. He's taken the right fights he's developed. I'm telling you right now, if you don't think that Xander Zayas would go fight a Bakr Murtazaliev, I'm telling you, I think he will fight Bakr Murtazaliev. They will overpay to get him in the ring if they need to, because they want to make this kid the next star of boxing, right? And one of the ways to do that is by making him undisputed. Now, of course, there is the possibility that he could go to 160 and get a title there, but Crawford's going to be there. So, you know, they don't want that smoke. So they'll stay at 54, and I think they will try to go the undisputed route, and they're going to get really aggressive. I think 2026 for Xander Zayas is going to be the year where you see Top Rank and his manager Peter Khan get really aggressive with the matchmaking, more aggressive than they've ever been in his entire career. And it starts with Abbas Barrow. And I think I like Abbas Barrow. He's a good fighter. I'm not gonna overlook him and say he can't beat Xander, but Xander's gonna beat him. I think Xander's reach, his boxing skills, his timing, he's gonna outpoint him more than likely, maybe get a late stoppage. And he's gonna be the WBO and WBA unified champion of the world, which means you have the IBF and you have the WBC, right? So one of these guys, I don't give a damn if it's Vergil or Boots, one of these guys need to go ahead and go get a belt, because if not, if one of them don't go get a belt, or if they don't at least fight each other, Xander Zayas is going to become the undisputed 154-pound champion by no later than the first quarter of 2027. I'm telling you that right now. At the latest, he's becoming the undisputed champion by in early 2027, first quarter of 2027. At the earliest, I'll say the fourth quarter, the latter part of the third quarter of next year. So they better get to it, because you guys a lot of people have been downplaying Xander Zayas for a long time. Vergil Ortiz at this time last year was downplaying Xander Zayas. He avoided Xander Zayas because he wanted to go fight Madrimov. And I told y'all, Madrimov ain't that good. Beating Madrimov doesn't do anything for your career. And look what Vergil's at. He's still not a world champion. He's still not fighting Boots. And, Xander Zayas about to take over the whole division. So I can't wait. I can't wait. While all y'all are arguing about Boots and Vergil and who should be fighting who and who's ducking who, Xander Zayas is just picking them off one by one by one by one. And listen, if the paths cross and it's time to fight a Boots or a Vergil, then so be it. But truthfully speaking, if Xander Zayas go undisputed because these guys want to bicker and play accountant and Rick Marigan thinks that Vergil Ortiz is Oscar de la Hoya, well then shit. Xander Zayas can go undisputed and the mission be accomplished. And we can go to 160 because if you go undisputed, you can stay if you want to, but if you go undisputed, mission completed. So it's not Xander's fault if the teams of Boots and the teams of Vergil don't do their damn jobs. So I'll leave it at that. I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear that, but that's just the truth. Xander could have unified versus Bakram. We needed an opponent, but he picked a guy from Germany that nobody has heard of. And my man, the Martin, says that. I mean, Bakram's fighting Josh Kelly. That's the route he's going. He's fighting Josh Kelly. They're lining him up for Josh Kelly. So listen. Bakram is a good fighter. I like Bakram. I do think a lot of guys are ducking Bakram. I can't say right now that Xander's ducking Bakram. He's not ducking Bakram. I think he'll fight Bakram. Y'all keep thinking that Xander won't fight Bakram. What's going to wind up happening is he's going to go get this belt, and that paperwork is going to go get passed to Bakram. And he said that Xander's run will stop at Bakram or Fundora. The boy ain't becoming no damn undisputed shit. If we leave it up to Vergil and Xander, if we leave it up to Vergil and Boots, he will become the undisputed champion because they're gonna go and their teams are gonna keep arguing about money. And while they're doing all that, Xander is just gonna pick every belt off one by one by one. And a lot of y'all are gonna hate it. Y'all gonna say he's not that good. But I'm gonna say it don't matter if you don't think he's that good. He's the undisputed champion. What champion did Xander fight for his belt? Exactly. Now he's fighting another email champion. We wouldn't have these guys in these predicaments if Vergil Ortiz and Rick Marigan and Golden Boy Promotions stopped playing games. If Xander wasn't that good, when Xander said yes last year when he wasn't champion, he would have got exposed, right? Because he's not on Vergil's level. If Xander wasn't that good, when Xander said yes again and said, "Hey, I'll fight you, but it's got to be in Puerto Rico," they would have went to Puerto Rico because he's a champion. But no, they don't want to do that. They want to be the A side. They want to do this. So, it is what it is. How can you duck a guy who's not in your weight class? Boots said it might be time to move up after Karen too. Eddie was the one trying to make the fight before Boots fully committed to moving up. Boots has said a lot of things. I like Boots, but he said a lot of things. You don't want to play the what did Boots say game with me. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah, he did. He did want to fight Bakram, but guess what? He lost. Unfortunately, he lost. Like, that's what I'm saying. A lot of these fighters who you guys want to call hype jobs, they actually won the fights that the promoters got them to get into that position. Conwell was getting these fights from Golden Boy. They were doing right by him. All he had to do was beat little old Jorge, Sebastian, Perez, whatever the hell his name was. And he couldn't do it. He wasn't good enough. So, Conwell needs to, unfortunately, work his way back up. What does saying yes when there isn't a contract on the table mean? Did they offer their own contract to Vergil? Turkey Al Sheikh made the offer to Xander, and Xander said yes. There was multiple fights that were out there. When Xander got the opportunity, he said yes. When he wasn't champion, then when Xander was champion, Golden Boy tried to strong arm him into fighting, and he said yes. He said yes to their offer. He just said, "Look, let's do it in Puerto Rico." And you know what? If he's the champion, if you're trying to get what he has because you want to become champion to elevate your status in the sport, then you make it. Then you concede and you go there and you beat the shit out of him. But they don't really believe in him like that. So it is what it is.